All right, welcome back, everybody. We are at the Skechers Invitational. And as I said, I'm going to have nonstop fans of pickleball, knowledgeable guests, and great job by Casey Patterson and Colin Jansen. Now I've got one of the top senior players and strategists in the game, Scott Crandall, in the house. Scott, welcome.
Hi, Dave. It's great to be here.
Great to have you. Scott is, of course, not just a fan of the sport, but a local. So you can give us some sense of, tell us a little bit about, this is a storied golf property we're on, certainly. So it's awesome to see pickleball here at the Riviera Country Club.
Yeah, Riviera Country Club is a phenomenal property. This is a great place to play golf and play tennis and play pickleball. And here we go.
Let's play pickleball. Irina Tereschenko serving to Leah Jansen, and Pat Smith does not get much of a chance to even go say hi to his parents as he's right back on the court here.
His parents are all business. They want to see him play.
For sure. And there you see Jay Devilliers. So you got Devilliers and Jansen versus Tereschenko and Smith again. 2 games to 11. If we split, we'll go to the fast breaker. We'll talk about that later if necessary. Nice two-handed finish by Leah Jansen, of course, refuting the idea that the backhand can't cover the middle. It sure can, Scott.
All the top ladies have great two-handers these days, it seems. It's working so well, a lot of the men are developing two-handers, sure. I've noticed.
Just gives you, there's on cue right there. Gives you a little more stability, a little more pop with the left hand, and disguise for sure. Now you give up a little bit in reach and you can get jammed up with it, but can't be a bigger proponent than myself with the two-handed backhand.
It's your strongest shot, isn't it?
It's my fave.
Yeah. I think disguise is the key word. I think the disguise of it is what makes it such a good shot.
Tereschenko sneaks one down the line.
It's a nice little half attack. She just kept it low. Didn't hit it as hard as she could, but the height is what won the point for her.
Just wide from Pat Smith there. Tried to catch that severe angle. Got to be careful not to give up an ATP there, of course.
Jay can get out there quickly if the ATP is available. He's looking for it.
And he's got not just the reach and the length, but the athleticism to go with all that. He can get that 6'3" frame moving in a hurry. So again, we're at the Skechers Invitational. We're going to see a lot of new matchups today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And obviously tomorrow is a big day for the sport of pickleball, as it will make its debut on a 3-letter network on CBS tomorrow, Scott. It's very exciting.
That is outstanding.
1 o'clock Pacific from this very court. The overrun. Ernie stays in it, though. And Jansen again ready with the two-hander in the middle, just catches the tape.
Yeah, the ball was left up just a bit, and Irina took advantage and just attacked it.
Great job by Tereschenko of making Devilliers hit 2 or 3 more balls after a high third from her partner.
Irina's scramble defense is really outstanding. Fun
to see Pat and Jay on opposite side. Long time partners on the men's side.
Yeah, I played with them for a few hours yesterday. They enjoy playing with and against each other. A lot of banter constantly.
And we talked about what makes a partnership fun, and you know, being loose and be able to play freely is a big part of that, and you got to find that, and that's where good partnerships come. And we heard Casey talking about that in volleyball, and it certainly carries over here at all levels.
Yeah, I mean, Jay is one of the loosest, most charismatic, fun players on tour. So it's always fun to play with Jay. I think and I think Pat is one of the more serious guys, so it makes them a good combo. Jesse, you know, that Jay and Jesse play a lot. Jesse's the serious one, and Jay keeps things light. It makes for a good combo.
Yes, we'll be seeing LA's own Jesse Irvin here, and even though we are in LA and it's Irvine, California, it is Jesse Irvin, so don't make that mistake if you get to see her play. There's an Ernie thwarted, but stays in the point. And that is the challenge. If you are going to roll a backhand dink, you've got to rally back to the middle if you leave it up, because it is your responsibility, because you got to have your partner cover down the line. That is just beautiful from Devilliers there on the short return.
It's a high degree of difficulty drive to keep it down, get it rolling down from that short of the court.
Because when you only have 44 feet to deal with to begin with. Good read by Tereschenko there, but then the ball was too close to the net, so nice counter to the move that she had in play. Yeah, that drive was actually harder than the one he made because of the depth in the court.
The ball just took too long to get there.
Another good drive by Devilliers, and that's the challenge of unwinding the stack. You got to get over there and get set and cover. Big serve makes that even harder.
Yeah, that is pretty much the standard strategy when you know they're going to unstack. Big serve wide, followed by a big cross-court drive to the person running cross-court to cover.
There it is again, and it pays dividends until Tereschenko comes up with tremendous defense and finishes with that two-hander we talked about. So dig themselves out of the unwind there.
Irina turned defense into offense in one quality shot.
And that's what, if you're new to watching pickleball, that, you know, sort of like hockey, one nice play and suddenly you're off and running into an offensive position. That's quality kitchen play by Leah Jansen, and Pat Smith's trying to look for a place to sneak in and support Tereschenko. Couldn't do it on that one.
Well, that's the value of staying at the kitchen when you're dinking. You can attack a high ball if it floats, but if you're behind the kitchen line, you can't attack anything high. It won't get to you.
And there's a good rule of thumb. If your opponent is just going to be happy resetting, keep hitting it at them and see if they can keep doing it. Couple of dainty shots from the Wichita boys there, and then Pat Smith gets it, but some friendly fire. Leia seems to be just fine there. That's honestly some of the scariest hits people take are off their opponents, or not their opponents' paddles, but their partners' paddles. Good low ball from Tereschenko.
Tereschenko hits I consider a very offensive drop.
Yeah.
It's heading down. It's got some top spin on it. They are not easy to deal with.
That's nice. And Jansen and Devilliers looking very comfortable together on the court, and they're all black and white here. And Devilliers mockingly says good serve, but sometimes, quite frankly, that change-up serve is the one that does create more errors, because you have to add the spin and the pace to the return instead of using the pace you get.
I sometimes question the strategy of hitting the same hard ball to a pro. It's not going to throw them off at all. Change their eye angle and throw that lob up every once in a while. People sometimes are afraid to miss, so they'll be more conservative with the return.
Irina Tereschenko, again, as you mentioned, if you stay on the line and you reach in, opportunities exist, and she took advantage of that one.
Well, she played it perfectly, too. She didn't overdo it. I like the way Jay is playing this game. He has so much different improv stuff. He gets the, when you hit it behind him, he hustles over and hits a nice soft shot. He's doing all those little things, all those intangibles pretty well, and it's fun to watch him play when he's making all of the improv.
And I think it comes down to how solid is everything around the improv. Did we build the stage right? Did we do we have the fundamentals down? Because the rest of it is beautiful, and it has led them to a game point here. Oh my, and sorry not sorry on game point as it trickles over after a lot of athleticism. But again, Jansen playing really, really well on her side, and Devilliers doing a lot to be menacing, but not too much to create a problem for the score of his team. All right, welcome back. We're at the Skechers Invitational at the Riviera Country Club. Beautiful day for pickleball. A lot of new fun matchups. Dave Fleming with Scott Crandall, and it is Leia Jansen serving here in game two. Really impressive game one by her and Jay Devilliers. And Devilliers comes roaring in. A little late, a little off the edge of the paddle. He's smiling away, but guess what? 1-0.
1-0-2.
So that speed up from Leia was a little telegraphed. Her swing got bigger, and the ball was kind of low, which makes it a tough shot, and Pat was all over it.
Very nice by Smith, under control there, and it's degrees of telegraphing. Like from the baseline, you bring it up, we know you're going to drive, that's fine. At the kitchen line, that's where you want to make everything look as similar as you can, because then anyone that's just even a half a second late at the kitchen line, you're ahead of the game with that.
Yeah, and exactly. It needs to, if what you normally do changes, then they'll know it's coming. Like I find that Colin Johns takes big preparations for even dinks.
Yeah.
So you never know what's coming because they all look the same and they're all maybe a little more fluid and longer. And some people have short moves. But if you have a short move all the time and then you take a backswing, well, we know something might be on the way.
We know that the alarm has been breached, and let's get everybody ready.
And that's why it's fun. I love to watch AJ Kohler play because he can He doesn't take any max swing.
No.
He just flicks, and you just don't know what's coming, where it's going.
131.
There's no tell. I shouldn't say there's no tell. I think when AJ's tongue is out of his mouth on the right side, he's going to flick backhand. When he sticks his tongue out on the left side, he's going to flick forehand.
You never know what you have to read. Sometimes it is tongue positioning. Know your opponents, folks. Look at this. There's the flying Frenchman. The ball before it was actually the tougher ball. That backhand stab off of Pat Smith's paddle was nice. A little deep from Jansen, just trying to lay it in there. And a couple of first volleys have not been made here, and that has afforded a little lead for Tereschenko and Pat Smith.
And I would give Irina a lot of credit there, because her drives and just her average attack ball has been so low over the net. She's asking a tough question, and she's getting some errors out of that quality shot. And she's not hitting it as hard as she can. She's hitting it her kind of her normal high percentage shot, but it's the height over the net that is really winning her points.
Again, Tereschenko, just relentless pressure. And
7-2-1.
as Ron Ponder, our referee, calls it, we're at 7-2. And Jay Devilliers and Leah Jansen have seen enough. This is a runaway train here in game 2. Pat Smith and Irina Tereschenko looking very good in game number 2 here at the Skechers Invitational. We're just outside of LA at the Riviera Country Club. Beautiful day for pickleball. Slight little breeze. You can see some of the overhead shots there. And this is the tune-up to national TV tomorrow. CBS, 1 o'clock Pacific. Big day in the world of pickleball. Why don't you describe, Scott, you're a local. Where are we in relation to the beach and the airport, and where are we at here?
Say it's kind of Santa Monica adjacent, probably a mile from the ocean as a bird flies. So we have a little nice ocean breeze. The weather is great here, which is why this property, is amazing.
Oh my! And the timeout, and then the dreaded divorce ball return. Just both of them staring at it.
That's the one thing you get when you have
New
different
partners.
parents.
Yeah. Okay, so the timeout is highly effective. Feel like we say that a lot, Scott. So don't take them home. Don't make a paper mache out of them. Use them. Trouble in the transition for Jansen there. They'll get a second crack at it here. 6-point hole, though. Good move by Pat. He says sorry. He doesn't mean it. His parents are in the house watching.
8-1.
Nice finish. Again, if you're tall, use that reach as your advantage.
8-2.
Yeah, nicely set up with Irina's defense. She defended from behind the kitchen line, hit a really good offensive reset, and then squeezed right back in, and Pat's long arms took advantage.
Just wide.
He was too ready.
Yes, out in front. And Pat saw a chance and just a little too low.
The chance was there. If that dink had floated, Pat would have looked like a champ. But Leia hit a quality dink that got down quickly.
Oh, and that goes deep as well. So a little dent in the score here. Still down 5 here in game 2. Tereschenko might have hit an out ball there off the backhand roll of Devilliers. Careful, Leia. And ironically, the Skechers sign is in play there.
Right in the center.
Beautiful finish there. Pat punishes a ball that's up.
Yeah. But again, Irina seems to be setting these up with quality shots, and Pat is there ready to finish them. Good teamwork.
And they're now within 3. Can they keep this comeback going? Good leave by Tereschenko there.
Good leave. Well, she was able to leave it because her ball got below the net, and so she's able to know, well, if they hit it hard, it has to be up. Let me let it go.
Oh, and off the tape there. Helps out Jansen. Still at 9.
9-16.
Beautiful drop there. And we have a game point that would force a fast breaker here. Great hands by Smith. So we will go to the fast breaker format. To reset, if you're just joining us, the way this works is that each player will get 1 chance to serve, as many as they can get before there's a side out. So you could get 0 on your individual serve, you could get 5.
Okay.
One team will go first, the second team will go the next 2, and then the team that goes first will have a chance to answer with the other server on their team. Whoever has the most at that wins the match. If we're tied, we will play 1 point, 1 rally. Rally scoring, whoever wins that takes the fast breaker. So a lot of fun. We saw Elise Jones and Callie Smith win the first ever Skechers Invitational fast breaker earlier
By a score of
1-0. So 1 was enough. So the strategy here, Scott, is do you want to take that first serve if you win the toss so that you know as the 4th that what number do we got to deal with here, or would you rather bunch those up and then maybe have a better position on the tied up point because you'd be receiving?
Yeah, I think I would rather receive first so that I could be receiving in the case of a tie.
Okay.
If I'm receiving, that's like, I don't know, if we do a distribution of how often am I going to be ahead, behind, or tied. Well, if I'm ahead, I'm good. If I'm tied, I'm receiving. So that would be my take.
All right, so here we go. Tereschenko will serve first. and will get as many as she can get for her team here in the fast breaker.
Here we go. 9 in, 0-0-1.
Goes with just the lob serve. Okay. So they get one on the board, and this is the advantage potentially of going first because you can put a lot of pressure on the other team. We expect people to play this more by the book. Try and get to the kitchen line, not do anything too snazzy to start with. There's a nice attack by Devilliers. All right, so now Jansen will serve. So one on the Tereschenko serve. She's done serving. Now how many can they get on the Jansen serve? Down one. Wills it over, but not that one. So Devilliers must get at least one here or we are done.
Definitely a big advantage to score first.
And that will do it. It is Pat Smith and Irina Tereschenko winning the fast breaker again by the score of 1-0. So much pressure in that little pocket of play to determine a title. So Tereschenko and Pat Smith with his parents in the house they got to be loving it. He's undefeated.
Yeah.
So another exciting fast breaker. We'll be back with our next match after this. All right, Dave Fleming back here at the Skechers Invitational. Irina Tereschenko and Pat Smith get the victory. And Pat, you mentioned getting the chance to play in front of your parents. We have so much family that it requires to get to this level. What is it like to play in front of them? Is there extra pressure? Or are you just having such joy playing in front of them?
No, there's no pressure. I'm just loving that they're here. You know, COVID happened. I wasn't able to see them for so long, and I'm just enjoying every second to spend with them and to play out here in front of them.
I love it. Irina, we're here again playing with some new partners. What does that require to be out here and to be able to put together a winning performance when you're playing with a very talented player, but maybe with someone you haven't played a lot with?
Well, Pat and I actually played quite a bit together, but I feel like anytime I play in California, and especially at this place, Riviera Country Club, it's like a home court for me. So thank you guys for coming out. Doesn't matter who my partner is, we're going to have a great time and get the fans behind us.
Yeah, the fans here are exceptional. They're loving the pickleball, so thank you, fans. So, Pat, we have sort of a new tiebreaker here that puts a lot of pressure on the point very quickly. What was it like to play in, like, we got to do something in a hurry here. This is going to be over.
It's really strange, to be honest with you. It definitely does put a lot of pressure on you because you can't make any errors. And you definitely want to pick serve first. That's definitely true.
So you pick serve first and you get your second win of the day. Irina, what are you looking forward to for the rest of the Skechers Invitational? You got a lot of matches throughout the next few days.
I'm looking forward to great pickleball, sick tricks, and looking for Jesse Irvin to hit some trick shots.
All right, the local Jesse Irvin has been called out here, folks. So give it up. Pat Smith and Irina Tereschenko are your winners. We'll be right back with more great pickleball here at the Skechers Invitational.